Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
We have Karl Faase, the CEO of Olive Tree Media. He's going to talk to us about the passing of Pope Francis. Karl, welcome to Rise and Shine.
Andy and Fel, great to be with you guys this morning.
It's big news across the world. We're told a billion Catholic Church members across. It's a huge number, isn't it, Karl? It's a big time of change and impact across the Church.
The death of the Pope has always been a huge impact. I mean, there's 1.4 billion Catholics. They are a high percentage of the Christian population globally, and they don't try that often, to be frank. In the last 50 years, there's only been basically three popes. So it's a time of enormous change and unrest, sadness, loss. It's a remarkable time.
Yeah, you talk about change, Karl. What sort of change are you talking about? Do you think this will be a catalyst for more change in the Catholic Church?
I think it would seem from the commentary that there'll be a bit of a tussle over what the future might look like. Pope Francis came became the Pope in 2013 and almost immediately made some changes. He was certainly a more humble guy. He came out of Argentina, first Pope from South America or the Americas, Jesuit in his background, chose a small car, pushed aside some of the more pretentious sides of being the Pope, reached out to the lost and the dispossessed in a way that other popes, not that they didn't care, but he was definitely more obvious in his focus on those, the least, the last, and the lost. And I think that Pope Francis will be remembered for that. But it also means that there's a bit of a tussle about what the future will look like.
How does that happen from here? What's the next steps now, Karl, in your understanding?
Phil, you'll be interested to know that I actually had a bit of a look at this because I'm a Baptist, so I'm not particularly au fait with Catholic rules. Apparently, he'll be buried in the next 4 to 5 days. There'll be 9 days of mourning, and then 252 cardinals will go into the Sistine Chapel and keep voting until one of the cardinals gets a 2/3 majority to become the next pope. And as everybody knows, they'll then put white smoke out of the chapel, and that'll be the sign. So that's kind of what will happen, and who knows how long that will take.
Yeah, isn't that huge that 1.4 billion now, the number's growing as the morning progresses. That's larger than any population to my knowledge. That's bigger than India or China. So this is actually the largest people group in the world. So those cardinals are about to make a choice that will affect more people on the planet than any other organisations or even government makes.
Yeah, and the other thing, they do make a difference, Andy, because, as opposed to, because, the Church of England, the Anglicans, they're looking for a new Archbishop of Canterbury, but he tends to be more first among equals, whereas the Pope is a very significantly, not a very helpful term, but a significantly powerful role. He chooses cardinals, he makes quite significant decisions, and the Pope will set the tone for the future. Now, there's those who want the tone to be drawn back to a more conservative space. There are plenty of people who want the tone to move more progressive, and so that will make a huge difference in the next. And normally the popes last for a fair while. I mean, both of you probably remember Pope Benedict, who was only a pope for around 8 years. He resigned. That was the first pope to resign in 600 years. Most of them last, except for back in 1978 when one died only after 1 year. But most last many years, and they can't be voted out. And so this is a very, very significant choice.
As we're listening today then, Karl, and we're leaning in across the country and it feels like it's a long way away, but we know there's no time or distance in the spirit. What should we be praying for or mindful of this morning?
Well, I think just be thanking God for a great cardinal, for a great pope who did it, who actually led the church well, whatever your theological position. This is a significant time for the church in universal, and I would gather the Catholics within that, and therefore choosing the next leader is really important. So we're praying that God will raise up the right man, and it will be a man, the right man to lead the 1.4 billion Christians into the next stage of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, and just as you're talking, Carl, I would add to that, I'd like us just to pray for every Catholic in the world that their relationship with Jesus would deepen, and if they don't have a real relationship, that they'd actually find him in a personal way. Because we all know we can go to a Baptist church or a Pentecostal church or a Catholic church and not even be saved. So it's always our prayer for every church member that they actually know Jesus. So I think if we want to pray for the Catholic Church today, it'd be good to pray that just every one of them in the Catholic Church knows Jesus. But Karl Faase, you are the CEO of Olive Tree Media. We want to thank you so much for joining us on Rise and Shine this morning and giving us a little bit of an update on the passing of Pope Francis.
Andy and Fel, great to be with you.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.